the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on.
Feel it, Lack going across, is able to get it back inside the Hammerhead zone, and dunks Dark, who sends it to the opposite side. Cheesecake can't beat that. Dark going for it. Lack went for boost, and Dark is able to get it around Lack and cuts this lead in half just before halftime.
Good placement there by Oblivion. Lack just too slow going.
But she wants it, and that ball does not want to go in. Now Bondo has a counterattack. He's sending it. Water Dragon trying to race. Bondo dunking him, and what a way for the first goal to go in. Lasagna only 19 seconds in. Hydra should have got it, but that goal said no. And then the only place Water Dragon could have possibly put it, Bondo's fighting hard to make it happen. A double Jimbo will give Crusher all the time in the world to take control of this ball and get boost. That was very dicey, Lasagna. Very dicey.
Yeah,
But somehow
is
the
it in?
Griffins managed to hang on. And they will win in overtime, taking it to game 4. What's going on, FDL? It is Saturday night, the second night of our streaming schedule. And you know what that means. We got 3 hours of Rocket League for you. To be some good action. But first, let me go over who I got with me. We got Clover. What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. It's going pretty good. How about yourself, man?
I am hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit, brother. Hey, like a hair in a biscuit, like a cat in a tree.
Love to hear it.
We got ourselves some juicy Adept League. You want to go into who these two teams are real quick for our lovely viewers?
So for today, we've got Gators and Owls. Gators with a 4-1 streak. I'm not quite sure what Owls are at. We're looking at a 3-2.
1-4. You said 4-1.
Oh, yeah, my bad, my bad. 1-4, and then 3-2 for Owls. So we're looking at a pretty interesting match here. Gators might get thrown out if they lose this, so they really gotta step in and win this one.
Yeah, if they want any semblance of a playoff chances, they can't really afford to lose any from here. And they're bringing their A team up against a Owls B team, so they're definitely going to be trying to fight for it. But speculation is not really much needed. Whenever we got the players here on the field, I said we could throw these guys in there, see what the first 5 brings us, and see if that's any kind of precursor to how this series will go.
100%. Let's get right into it.
Right into it we shall. We have, it is Jimmy going up against, I didn't see who it was. I think it was Ninja on the kickoff, but it didn't matter because Owls got the first demo. It's right out of the bat. Let these Gators know who's going to get the demos tonight, but it is irrelevant because Ninja will score the first goal within the first 9 seconds.
And that's a great head start from the Gators. You really love to see that there. And we're coming off of some pretty great pressure here from Ninja. Seems like he's a little locked in for this one. He wants to stay alive in this tournament. And so far, we've got a great kickoff there from the Gators. Again, he's not backing down from a fight today.
What was that?
Great cheat there.
What was that about Ninja being locked in there? I think you're absolutely right.
Oh, yeah, 100%. He's not losing today. But let's see how the Owls respond to this pressure.
Yeah, because usually you can write off 1 kickoff goal, 2 immediate kickoff goals in favor of the same team. Can't really write those off anymore because right at the very start, you're already down by 2. So now it's no longer in a write-offable, kind of like, no worry. Now they really have got to respond pretty quickly, but I know how Squirrel plays. He will probably get some very nice cheeky demos here and there. I know how Coach Jimmy plays for a good bit. He'll be a good follow-up second to Squirrel, maybe even a first, depending on how things go. I'll be very interested to see their counterattack. But there's that first demo going from Squirrel, like I told you, would come in. Jimmy, however, unable to get there to make anything happen, but Al still pushing.
And it's looking like the Gators are in a little bit of a scary position here with not a lot of boost to work with. But Ninja's just going to try and control this ball as best as he can. Squirrel's there for a counter, though. And he's going to try and get a pass to his teammate. Unfortunately, his teammate no boost and a little awkward there with how far up he was. But Ninja trying to put on some pressure here, get a pass to his teammate. We got Ridger with a shot. Not quite in, though. Squirrel's going to go ahead and push this one upfield. Looking like Ninja's going to be able to get a clear out here across the field. Now we've got another Owl coming in here. Jimmy. Squirrel with a shot. Barely missing it, though. Squirrel's going to try and keep this one in as best as he can. He's got his teammate to back him up. Close miss. Now we've got Ridger with an open net, potentially. And he's just going to put that one right in. Gators are playing pretty well so far, I would say, in these first couple minutes of the game. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, absolutely. Their A team is definitely showing up right now. They're wanting to put it to a quick close, try to secure themselves another win. And while I very cautiously and slowly pronunciate the 2 names of these Gators players, Ninja and Little Rigger, are really scrapping hard. Good shot attempt, but it turned into an awkward back pass, I'll call it. Or Squirrel, able to get control of it, get it past one. Not Squirrel, it's Jimmy. My bad, I can't see names in OBS. Yes, this is an interesting time for me to say that I'm the streamer as well, so I might get some bad calls here and there. That's why I got Clover, who's much better than me.
I don't think I would say that, but you know. Anyways, back to the game. Ninja's just gonna put that one right in. Well, we're not really paying too much attention, but I mean, hey, Gators are looking pretty strong here with their A team, and I don't think the Owls have a lot to respond with so far. I mean, they could just be feeling it out, but you never know. Now we've got Squirrel and Ninja on the kickoff. Ninja with a great win there, trying to make the Owls a little awkward. Not the touch Jimmy wants. Ridger's just going to pop that one up, potentially for his teammate. Squirrel's going to go ahead and air dribble this one out. Try to get a big clear for his teammate. Bridger with not the best touch. And that just goes straight to Squirrel, and he's going to dunk that one over his head. That's a great play.
Indeed, Al's able to take advantage of this Gators team, catching them off guard. And these little passes here and there, of course, the one that came off of the Gators trying to defend the ball. But those little passes, moving that ball around, will definitely be a great way to counter this Gators team, spread them apart, just get them moving around, we'll use up boost, get them wide. But that double commit will cost any second chance for the Owls, as the Gators now trying to push it down the field. Little Rigger trying to get it around center for Ninja, but Ninja having to back off because no boost. It's now in the counterattack 2v1. But the ball will get slowed down, but the good follow-up from Jimmy will get this ball into the net for the Owls. Owls now cutting that lead in half, 4-2 in favor of the Gators. And I think we're starting to see this counterattack, how they plan on pressuring this Gators team.
Yeah, and it's looking like the Owls are starting to have a response to what the Gators had to say in the first half. And we're looking a little bit clumsy from the Gators for a second here, trying to get the same boost. Probably miscommunication. Big miss there from Ridger, though. Or Rigger?
Rigger.
Rigger or Ridger? Okay, so Rigger. Big miss, though. You hate to see it. It's kind of an awkward ball. Weird bounce off the corner on the back wall, but you love to see it if you're the Owls. I mean, you love it.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think Goob, the GM of the Owls, is here right now to see this, but I know Original Thor, a fellow streamer and beloved member of our production team, he is watching this happen right now in real time, trying to support and cheer on his team. So I know he's ecstatic to see it. Jimmy now going to try to get this ball cleared out. Just a favorable 50, I would say, because Squirrel will be able to get there to that ball. Squirrel going for the pinch off the wall to push it up the field, but that will give away possession, allowing Ninja to throw that back out. But Jimmy trying to throw it back in to keep the defense honest will result in that ball getting pushed back to the Gators side in the end. But now it's just immediately going back and forth, and it's just a little bit of a ping pong match. But one of these teams, I think, is probably make me into a liar.
We're looking at a little bit of weird positioning here from the Gators, though, on defense. They're looking like they're scrambling, not quite able to get out of the shallow water, I would say. And good shot there from the Gators.
Oh!
And Ninja's gonna just dunk that one right in. He's bigger, you know. And that's
Well, here's the thing.
unfortunate.
Ninja lost the 50, but Jimmy
Ooh.
eagles it. It wasn't that.
Oh.
I mean, Ninja went to the gym to keep it on the goal line like that, but Jimmy coming in there, coach a little bit behind on the times, using an outdated method of own goaling. Didn't work out in the favor. That one will give the Gators a 2-goal lead with 25 seconds remaining. And Clover, the Owls are putting up a great comeback, but that right there, will that stop any potential of an OT?
Honestly, with how this is going so far, playing ping pong, you know, I don't think the Owls can come back here with only 5 seconds remaining. And with the Gators just trying to keep them out of possession, and it's looking like Gators are going to take game one, coming off strong with their A lineup as well.
Indeed, Gators started off really strong, especially with Ninja getting 2 goals immediately in this game. Really set the tempo early for this Gators team. And then picking up another one along the way, or 2 more along the way, one of them with the assistance of Jimmy. Little Rigger, even though he's 3 goals behind Ninja, almost identical points coming in with a playmaker. I mean, this really is a good team from this Gators. This is a well-rounded A team, I would say. Owls will have themselves a good fight in this series. However, I am really optimistic by the amount of pressure and the comeback attempt they had in the latter half of that game until the own goal happened. Owls, I'm not counting them out, not at all.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Owls can come back here. They were starting to get some pretty decent pressure there towards the end of the game, and I think they do have potential here to win. But with how strong the Gators are coming off, they're going to have to find a way to get around all of the Gators' pressure.
Yeah.
And it's kind of tough It's a hard deciding factor. It's just up to pressure, maybe more passing plays. Like we saw the Owls going for some demos, and it was starting to work for them a little bit.
Indeed, and that's going back to what I said at the very beginning. Squirrel loves to get his demos, especially on the back end if he can. That's definitely gonna be one thing to watch out for. However, Gators are known to be an aggressive team. They will get their demos too if they can, but Little Rigger starting off the trend from last game, getting the kickoff goal within the first few seconds, and Gators are already back up. And as I said in game one there, Clover, you can write off a kickoff goal at the very beginning, but when it's 2 games in a row that it happens, you gotta start making sure you secure your kickoffs. But now it's a second kickoff goal in a row, same trend, and it's just, you have got to shore up your kickoffs if you're out, because they are not in your favor.
Yeah, 100%. Kickoffs can be a huge deciding factor in games like this. And it's looking like the Gators are just going for it. And we've got a potential another kickoff goal, maybe. Rigger just not going for that one. Squirrel's going to try and clear this one out. Fakes him. Jimmy takes the touch. Rigger's going to stop that ball in the middle of the field. Ninja with a potential shot, maybe a double. Unfortunately can't get there, but Rigger will be there to clean up his mess.
Indeed, a good dunk as well. If I'm not mistaken, able to get it right above Squirrel. Yeah, we're able to get right above Squirrel, dunking that in. Banging it off the crossbar is still sending the in too, so that's how much power that thing had and accuracy. Gators off to an incredibly strong start. 18 put in some major work. Only 30 seconds have gone, and they're up by 3. You can't really complain about anything the Gators are doing. Owls having to get that momentum going again. That got stopped by the own goal. It's going to be tough against this kind of pressure, against this kind of speed that the Gators are putting on there, but we saw what worked. Get that ball moving around, try to focus on some passing plays here and there. That will be incredibly crucial to the comeback strategy. Let's see if they can get this ball in control. They can. Squirrel will throw this one in to start the comeback and get the first goal.
Yeah, and just a little bit. I guess not a little, but a big double commit there. And you hate to see that if you're the Gators. I mean, probably a miscommunication. Rigger seemed like he had the shot, but just a slight miscalculation, and as you can see, it resulted in a goal for the Owls. Looking like a failed back pass to Ninja there, and Jimmy with a shot. Top bins, not quite in though. We've got Ninja coming in here for a clear. Almost gets a 50 pass. Squirrel, not quite. Jimmy's gonna keep this one and try and hold the pressure for as long as he can. Squirrel's looking at some pretty decent control. Ninja there with a demo to stop him though. And Jimmy's just going to try and hold off in the 1v2 for as long as he can. And Squirrel's going to take a shot and put that one in. We're looking at an Owls comeback here in the pressure.
Indeed, and the Owls are starting that comeback earlier than they did in game 1, which is very optimistic, or very hopeful, I should say, for this Owls franchise. Going to be definitely trying to come back and actually secure the lead if possible, then just try to stop the Gators from ever getting carried away. They've calmed down the kickoff, which is very good, but that double jump in the air is not going to be beneficial to the Owls at all. Because now only man back, low boost. Thankfully, a little side flip there from Rigger will buy them some time for the Owls to try to challenge it, get control of it, which they will. Trying to throw that on net, but it will get saved, and Owls still down by 1, but like I said, I'm very optimistic for him at this point in time.
Yeah, and I mean, these Gators definitely want the win here, running their A lineup as well. I mean, they're not going to want to back down with pressure here, and they get a little bit scrambled here and there, but Rigger coming in with a dunk, reading the play. I mean, that's some pretty decent positioning there from Rigger as well, just reading the ball and how awkward he was.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, from an Adept, that's good. And I'm honestly a little surprised. But we've got a kickoff win here in the Owls' favor. Squirrel's going to try and just shoot this one on. Shoots it straight into his opponent, though. Ninja's going to come up here with an air dribble, potentially. unfortunately doesn't get the touch he wants. Rigger is going to take a shot barely off the post. And with how the games have been in these last few streams, we're taking a counter for 1 on the right post.
Indeed. Indeed. And like I said, it was a great goal from Little Rigger to try to stop the comeback from this Owls, which seems to be a very momentous kind of team. If they get the momentum going for them, it works in their favor vastly. But Gators aren't the type of team to really take it lying down. They will try to keep pushing it and just keep the pressure up no matter what the score is. That's definitely something to be afraid, or not afraid, but wary of. But that said, that will be a kind of a throwaway. It allows Squirrel to get control of it, but Squirrel will get demoed. And that will buy some time for some awkwardness on the field. That might be another own goal. Or not own goal, but a great 50. Goes a little bit high. Couldn't go in. Jimmy with no boost will have to back off of that. Squirrel, try to challenge it. Squirrel getting a good 50. Jimmy getting a 50, but the ball is in favor of the Gators, but Squirrel has other plans for it. Jimmy trying to throw it on target, but can't quite get it. His low boost gave him a weak touch. Now Gators with a chance to able to try to take it back for a counter.
Let's see here. We've got Owls in possession here with a potential shot. Trying to clear that one out and make him a little awkward. Rigger going up for the air dribble. Gets a touch. Not quite there, though, and that will be right post counter number 2, I believe. But good save there from, what was it, Squirrel? Right? Ooh, not the best touch there from Rigger. Ninja's going to knock this one back so that he can avoid the 1v2 as best as he can. And now we're going to see a 1v1 between Rigger and Squirrel. Rigger's looking like a bit of a win here. Ninja with a missed shot, though. Rigger's just going to try and keep this one safe. Play it to the side. And we're going to see a little bit of control here from Rigger. Just banging that one up. Not quite the touch he wants. And that's going to be a great challenge there from Squirrel to knock that one over both of his opponents.
Indeed, it's going to be a beautiful goal to set them up for a tied game. 22 seconds remaining. They just have to be afraid of 2 things, Clover. A kickoff goal and an own goal. They can hold off of those. I think they have a decent chance here in 22 seconds to score it, especially with Jimmy getting a bump on Rigger, getting the favorable kickoff. That will allow Squirrel to get all the time in the world to take flight and put that into the net to tie it up. 4 seconds only elapsed, so there's still 18 remaining for another kickoff goal to potentially happen. Maybe one of these 2 teams are like, you know what? OT's too good for the other team. We want it right now.
Yeah, 100%. And the Owls are looking like they're coming back a little last second, but definitely confident. I mean, with their challenges as well, Squirrel realizing he needs to challenge that ball if he has a flip. And we're going to see a potential shot here from the Gators. Last second, Rigger's just going to push that one right in because of a little bit of a bad 50 on the Owls' part. Like a little bit of a double commit almost.
Indeed, and everybody ended up on the sidewall there. Certainly was not favorable, especially not for the Owls, seeing how it turned out. But we do have 2 seconds to kick off goal. Can happen. Jimmy did a great job to stall it, slow it down, keep it mid. But I don't know if it's a miscommunication, more so just Squirrel came in a little bit too fast, but he was unable to read it as he was underneath it. And the Gators will take us to match point, getting their 2nd win now. Only 5 minutes remaining to potential sweep, but Owls looking a lot better, looking a lot tighter this game. Kind of even to how they were last game, minus the own goal. So
Yeah.
it'd be very interesting to see if the Owls are able to overcome this and win themselves a game, because them getting a sweep, I don't feel like it's justice, but at the same time, Gators definitely put in that work.
Yeah, and I feel like the Owls can definitely come back here if Squirrel's keeping up on his challenges how he was in that first game. I do definitely see potential for a reverse sweep from the Owls.
Mm-hmm.
I think they just need to lock in a little bit harder on their touches in their 50s. I think communication is their biggest problem so far, because we're seeing a little bit of double commits here and there that are costing them. As you can tell, that pretty much lost them the game, I want to say, that last double commit on the 50. But if they can fix what they're doing right now, we've definitely got a reverse sweep potential coming on here.
Oh, I agree completely. These double commits are really hurting the Owls for their potential scoring chances. And like you said, right there at the end, it was a double commit for sure. due to lack of communication. Both of them were in panic mode saying, hey, look, we need to not let them get the shot, so we need to go in there. Instead of saying, hey, look, I got it, you can keep rotating or anything like that, which led it to being an awkward shot and a slow roller in a way from Little Rig. That said, can't discount the Gators' efforts to make it happen. But that's going to be an awkward miss from the Owls and will allow Ninja to get the goal off of the pass from their teammate. And Squirrel is so close to getting that beautiful clear, but yet so far.
It's really unfortunate though, but the Owls got to make a play here in order to really do anything, I want to say. And I think their best bet is just keeping up pressure as best as they can, because we've seen how the Gators scramble on defense, and that's gonna be a great demo there, but just not enough. And Lil Rigger's just gonna keep him unfocused to put that one right in. A little bit of a smoke screen tactic, but just on the wrong side.
I do want to say though, there was no kickoff goal right off the bat. I mean, right now is much better the past 2 games for the Owls so far in just the first few seconds. Thank God I didn't get my words put back in my mouth right there. But Owls doing a good job. I like the demo, but it wasn't quite good practical use of it in that situation. And what's led to that second goal. Burrow with no boost, trying to get there, can't do anything. Ninja throwing it back off the backboard will allow their teammate to put that one in. Gators now up by 3. Just typical Gators gameplay, it seems like. Owls, if I know anything from how the pattern has held, they will now go on a 2-0, 3-0 run themselves. Probably 2-0 because I don't think they've really ever caught up right off the bat. So it'll probably be Squirrel who scores next, but we'll see. Gators, they may want to break away from the trend, just try to take this game away right here and now. Owls fighting hard, but unable to quite get this cleared, and that only spells eventual doom for them.
Almost saw a shot there from Rigger, and a very close shot there by Ninja. Looking at a pass from Rigger, he's gonna take that one and push it out as best as he can, but with such low boost, it's so hard to do. We've got a pass out from Ninja, unfortunate miss from Rigger, and Squirrel, he's gonna knock that one straight in the bottom right.
I told you.
And I guess you predicted it. It was Squirrel. He was on it.
I told you this man will be on it like a squirrel on an acorn after winter. He will be jumping on that in a heartbeat. And that tracks for him too, but he is a kind of a faster player. Not getting nearly as many demos as I thought he would. That might be kind of what's missing to take the Gators out of the play. I don't want to relegate a person to demos. I don't. But when a team's kind of putting the pressure on you like this Gators team really has been doing all series long, every now and then get that cheeky little demo, reset their boost, just reset their mentality even. Not a bad strategy, just to mess with them ever so slightly. But I still want to see those infield passes more and more if I can. Like I called from, I think it was game 1. That double commit might make things awkward for them though.
Yeah.
However, they're fighting hard, but
yeah, they are fighting, but they're not doing a great job of trying to get the ball like out. Squirrel's touches have either been straight up or just back into his corner, and it's like the Gators try and capitalize on those touches especially. And like that, a touch out just straight to Rigger. It's unfortunate, but I mean, what more can you do there in such an awkward position? I mean, carrying the ball there is quite hard, even in my opinion. Like, very, very awkward. But let's see if the Owls can make another comeback here. Not the best kickoff for the Owls, but it will give them some sort of possession. Rigger's going to choose to stay on that, though, even with low boost, and it's going to result in a goal from Ninja. That's interesting.
interesting indeed. Rigger, good pass. Squirrel, caught awkward. I think this is incredibly dire now for the Owls, who, if they want to win this game, have to take the Gators out of it. They have to not let them score anymore and get some semblance of control on this ball and get some shots going, some passes going like that right there. Squirrel taking it beautifully aimed shot off that pass from Jimmy. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish Jimmy had taken control there, but it worked in favor because Ninja was unable to respond and get to that ball in time, allowing Squirrel to get that shot off. So it worked. It wasn't how I wanted it to go for the Owls, but it worked, and that's the important thing. So now with them only being down by 3, the comeback is looking a little bit better now, but things are still dire.
And I would like to put out something on that goal. It looks like Ninja might have faked out his teammate just a tiny bit because he was swerving towards the ball. He might have seen his teammate back. He might have seen Rigger back, but... And there's another missed save from Ninja. Quite unfortunate, but... I mean... There's definitely potential here. And that's a really good shot from Squirrel, waiting to use his flip there. And Owls, they've got to do everything they can if they want to win this series.
Indeed, but a beautiful banger will get turned aside. I'm about to say, but Owls or Gators are shooting again. But it was stopped. Jimmy now trying to fight to get control of it, trying to get the pass to his teammate Squirrel as Squirrel was moving up to take it. Just a little bit of miscommunication there, or just bad placement, not quite sure which. Either way, this will be a good pass to Ninja. Ninja trying to throw that on target. Will be on target. Getting over the defender. Lead is back up to 3. And all that hard fight to get themselves back down to 2 is now being washed away. Owls are just both in the exact same position. It just seems like communication is truly killing them. Either that or the rotations is truly killing them here, Clover. And this would be a great series for them to go back to and watch for sure. Just to try to glean any kind of information on how to improve from here after. Ninja was a great pop-over. We'll get another goal, and I think that one's probably going to be the nail in the coffin. But I'll still leave the door open for you.
Yeah, and Ninja that was a 1v2, wasn't it? He flicked over both. And, I mean, Ninja's, like I said from the very beginning, he's not backing down from this one. He needs this win in order to try and get a chance in the playoffs. And we're looking at another potential shot here from Gators. Squirrel's going to cut that one off, wait to use his flip, try and get a touch around Rigger. And Ninja with a great 50, making the Owls in a little bit of an awkward position. That's a good demo from Squirrel, but just not quite enough. There's a little bit of awkwardness there from Jimmy. And Squirrel's passing the ball to Ninja, trying to just put a shot on, try and confuse him a little bit. Rigger with a great 50. Little risky though, because his teammate was up, and Rigger's gonna double tap that one in. And that's a good shot. That's a pretty hard read, especially for the ranks we're seeing in this game. But I mean, what do you have to say about that? I'm not quite sure.
I mean, there's not really much to say other than Gators just absolutely playing fantastic. Forced out a lot of awkwardness from the Owls. Owls not doing the best job at remaining calm, it seems, under this pressure, allowing their communication to suffer and positioning to suffer. But Gators, with a very well-earned victory, will get the sweep, and we'll see if we can't get these two in here for an interview. But meantime, while we're waiting to hear back from them, I'd say this game 3 is just really, I mean, we can really even break it down. Both of them are now in here with us. Little Rigger and Ninja. Congratulations on the. How's it?
It feels really good. I can't lie, because I mean, we've had a rough start to the season, as you can tell. But I mean, today we just kind of like handled business. It felt really nice.
Yeah, it was completely overdue. We've had, like you said, a bad start, and feels good to get back up and going where we should be.
Indeed. And I know just how competitive you are, Ninja. I knew that you'd be coming out swinging with both fists, both feet, even some random object you found off the ground, just swinging that. And I knew that
Probably, yeah.
I knew it'd be a good match from y'all. How nervous were y'all though, just seeing the Owls in game 1, then game 2? After y'all jumped to that lead, they just came back in such a convincing manner. Does it really push y'all? How nervous did that make you?
Honestly, for me at least, thankfully we had played ranked before this, where like that happened a couple times. So like them just coming back like that, kind of we had already dealt with that earlier today. So I personally wasn't nervous. I can't say about Rigor.
I wasn't nervous. Every time their comebacks, we knew the mistakes that we had made, and we instantly just called them out and corrected them.
Cool deal. Clover, got some questions for my friend?
I gotta ask, what were the comms like in the situations where there were double commits?
That was kind of the issue. There was that was kind of when we weren't calming. But then obviously we kind of came back and like we're like, okay, we need to talk about this. We need to, like, when you're on the ball, please say it. That kind of stuff. It was the comms when we were double committing there weren't, unfortunately, but we ended up fixing it at the end of the series.
Yeah, that's some pretty good gameplay there. But is there anything you would like to say to stream, maybe? Because it's looking like in chat we've got one of your biggest fans, Angel, on the of the Bronx.
Yeah,
that is our team captain.
that's our boy.
He's been rooting for us all season. I'm really glad that he actually gets to see us win now.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. It's always fun to see whenever he's happy in chat, because the 3 dinos are going to come out, and sure enough, there they are.
There they are.
Yeah, and even in the chat, he was kind of coaching you guys a bit. I love to see it. That's great support there from Angel.
And definitely wasn't. He definitely didn't have his heart rate spiking at times. No, y'all didn't have him nervous ever. Nah, you can tell you believed in y'all, and honestly, just how y'all performed, I was believing in y'all too. Like, well, I mean, Owls, I think they can do it, but Gators are just make me a believer. But Clover, did you have any more before I closed it out with them?
No, that's about it.
I did want to ask y'all one more question real quick, Ninja Rigor.
All right.
And that's going to be, I think, week 7. Your next matchup's going to be up against the Penguins. Y'all have any strategy y'all already talked about with them, about them? I'll just take it 1 week at a time, or?
We at least like previously, we might start talking strategy. But we haven't really been talking strategy. It's kind of just been, play our game, force them to play our game, and and try to win off of that. So I mean, that's probably just going to be the strategy again going in next week.
Fair enough. I will say the Penguins are 1-4 as well. Well, I can't say as well anymore because now y'all got a 2 there. But they are playing their match right now against the Unicorns, so they may be 2-4 as well. Both of y'all, if that's the case, will be fighting to try to make sure you're not completely out of playoff runs and whatnot. So it'll be an interesting match to see next week. But I just want to close it off saying congratulations to y'all. Fantastic win. Thank you for making this a nice, clean sweep. Production members always love it, but for content, you gave them 1. Just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be it for game 1 of tonight. But we do have 2 more coming up. We will be going to Expert at 9 p.m. with the Rams and Huskies. And at 10, we're doing Origin with Monkeys and Dragons. 2 matches that you're not going to miss. So I recommend coming back in about 19 minutes. Or go anywhere. Alpha Chat or whatever it's called nowadays. Stick around. We'll see y'all here shortly.
dancing in their line. Past that we could never write. Oh, they were dancing way up high. We built these walls so we could find who could prove themselves to the waves of time. We're trying to repent before you sin. It's like giving up before you begin. Stars were dancing in their line. Past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in their line. The future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry. It was bone dry.
into the night. City lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on.
Yeah. Ha. Okay. It's game time. I'm on one, like it's Kelly and I'm Bay bound. Treat the greatest competition like the playground. Freestyling J-spin and make them say wow. Then I beat the brakes off until I'm stayed down. Became a king from a common man, and I turned my worst critics to my staunchest fans and worked at it until the world was believing. They gave them no choice but to see it. They say the greats always aim high and still stay grounded at the same time. And so they see a sky native with the hang time. That's why ain't no one can see us when it's game time. They say the greats always aim high and still stay grounded at the same time. And so they see a sky native with the hang time. That's why ain't no one can see us when it's game time.
on my face. Reminds me of the times we had and never your embrace. Summer now, I close my eyes and I feel the sun on my face. Reminds me of the times we had and your embrace. Summer now, I close my eyes and I feel the sun on my face. Reminds me of the times we had and your embrace.
Good evening, FDL. We've got a great match for us here tonight at our 9 o'clock stream. We've got Expert League, Huskies versus Rams. And I think this is going to be a pretty decent matchup with a little bit of a twist in the salaries compared to each other. Blade, I want to hear what you got to say about this.
I have to say, I think we were talking beforehand that these are two A lineups, so that says on paper we should hopefully be expecting a somewhat even matchup. But I can't say that I've actually seen too much Expert League this season, but I've seen enough names to this one's going to be a pretty solid match. I don't really know if I could say it's going to be one way or the other. But I did put 10,000 channel points on the Rams though, so that's where my money is.
I would say I've got 10,000 on Huskies for tonight. And what do you say? Let's get these players in the game and let's get this match started.
Yeah, let's get them in here.
All right.
Yep. Standard rules apply for our league play. Best of 5. Each team has a timeout. We got the Rams, 007 Bondo, KZ Wazy, Huskies bringing out Finer and Hayes is the name. And off kickoff, this ball gonna be brought into the Rams half as Finer up with it, trying to get this one out mid. Can't. KZ Wazy with a nice clear. And Bondo maybe has a shot here, can't find it on the near side. That ball harmlessly over the top of the net for Finer, grabs that corner boost. Gonna send this one out mid. Ooh, doesn't find a 50, but does find a touch there. Is shot just a little bit wide. Hayes gonna try to bring this one and send a pass up to Finer, who is demoed and shot on wide. And a little bit of early action. The shots really haven't been there just yet, as another one sent off a little bit wide, but good aggression out of both teams.
Yeah, 100%. And so far, we're looking at more touches here from the Rams, and it's looking more in your favor than mine, unfortunately. But with the pressure and everything, it's kind of hard to tell. It's kind of back and forth. Bondo not quite making the touches that he wants, though, towards the net. And it's seeming like he's playing like he almost just got on. Almost a shot there from Finer. Let's see if Hayes can back it up a little bit. Tries to go for the bump, can't quite get it. We're going to see Finer try and hold possession here. Casey's going to get a clear. Bondo's going to block that one from him. You hate to see that. Now we've got Casey with the clear, and Bondo beating Finer to the ball there. Bondo's going to try and steal that corner boost from the Huskies side. We're going to see a little bit of a clear from Hayes. Not quite shot. He's going to go for that corner boost, and he could have an aerial play here. Not getting the touch he exactly wants. And we're seeing Kays with some low boost, but still trying to play up on this ball as best as he can. Good demo from Bondo, and that's a decent save from Hayes. We're going to see a little bit of a 2v1 maybe from the Huskies, but nope. We're going to see a big clear by Bondo with a great save. And maybe a pass. Hayes is there to clear it up, though. And we're going to see Kays try and get back to this ball as fast as possible. He's going to try and control this on his back wall. Not a lot of boost to work with, though. Does get a dunk on Finer, and that's going to be a little bit hard for the Huskies, but they're just going to early challenge and try and just keep that on their side to keep the pressure going, because it might result in a goal. We're going to see a flick over one. Bondo's going to be there for the touch. Finer trying to just keep this one in. And it's looking to me like the Huskies are wanting this pressure more than anything, over boost even. And Hayes, with a potential shot, takes it low to try and make Bondo a little awkward. Casey with some decent time. Finer with an early challenge, barely missing it. And Hayes, low boost. They really want to just keep the pressure going here. And we're going to see it back on the Huskies side of the field. And Bondo's going to try and get it past one, past two. Finer with a big clear, though. And this could potentially lead to a goal. Bondo with a great save there. But Kays is just going to drive that one back because of a little bit of a double commit from the Huskies. And you really don't like to see it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, just so much pressure. Up to 6 shots now, and that's only the second out of the Rams that the Huskies really have looked fairly dominant as far as the statistics go and as far as the pressure goes, but just a little bit of an overcommit. I think a little bit too much time holding that pressure, getting aggressive, getting a little bit desperate for a goal. But Finer up with the flip reset, setting that one in, and he's got to find the response just like that. Finer off the wall, beautiful play, getting the flip reset. Nice use right under the crossbar in the back of the net, and honestly, a fantastic response out of the Huskies. That's exactly what you would hope for after giving up a goal like that.
Yeah, 100%. And, I mean, great shot there by Finer. That's some really good control in the air. And here at FDL, we love to see and he's going to try and do something to get the ball in front of the net for his teammate. But the Huskies are going to keep that in their corner. Finer with a clear. Casey looking a little awkward, not quite getting the touch he wants. And we're seeing the Rams are playing really close to each other. And in some cases, that's not what you want. But I don't know.
Yeah, at this point, it's up. Like, it's just trying to find something. I mean, 35 seconds, still a lot of time as that one cleared out and away. Finer has an open net and finds that one too. Finer with a bit of the mechanics in this one, just finding another nice shallow angle. And that's Bondo not able to get back to it. Finer doing a great job following that one, sending it in. Good double tap, and really, this game, I have to say that the Rams have held up well, but it's been Finer's mechanics that have just been the difference.
Yeah, and it's especially in the most unexpected bits as well. And I feel like that's what's messing them up. But
yeah, it just feels like it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what you want if you're the Huskies in this side of the game. And we're going to see a bump from Casey here. They're going to try and keep this one up. Potential shot. We're going to see Bondo try and just... He's going to leave that ball, and that will unfortunately leave it to the Huskies to put that one down. Now, if you're the Huskies, how are you feeling?
I'd have to say that I'm feeling all right. Not that it's bad to just win a game through mechanics like that, but at the end of this is expert. That's not necessarily going to be an every time thing. You can't necessarily just rely on getting a flip reset and sending a top shelf. Finding a nice convenient double tap, don't get me wrong, that's great. But the amount of pressure that they generated and that they weren't able to find any goals out of that, I think is something that's going to need a little bit of work. That the shooting is going to need to be better. 2 goals on 8 shots leaves a lot to be desired. I will give credit, though, 5 saves out of the Rams. But I'd like to see that working a bit more, because that really seems to be the game plan is to pressure, and that they need to at least capitalize on that pressure a couple of times. they really were very absent that game in being able to do that, and it was that that pressure is really even what led to the Rams' goal. So if they can do that, I think that they can really cut down on any chances that the Rams may have of scoring, because in that game it really was dominated by the Huskies from start to finish.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta agree with you there. The Huskies were just not letting the ball on their field with anything they could do. I mean, the Rams were looking in a bit of a tight spot, as well as with the Rams were on the field. It looked a little rough here and there, but if they can fix that, I think they got this 100%. And
yeah,
I'll
and
leave it to you.
I mean, really, I think for the Rams that it's just going to be finding some opportunities. I think that knowing what Feiner can do, that you like, obviously that there needs to be some level of respect when he has the ball and is going to try to go up for something, but you can't respect him too much and give him all of the room to do everything that he wants to do and set up everything that he wants to set up like this. Like, he's able to get that flip reset, but he gets a double commit out of it. On now, both of them awkward can go up, and that's how they capitalize. That just somebody needs to be up sooner, challenging him, and they can't give him that space, because that's really what created the danger, was him getting that flip reset. I mean, he came off the backboard with that and was able to move it all the way downfield like that, uncontested.
Yeah, and that's a really big deciding factor here, and that's not what you would like to see from the Rams, but I'm hoping the Rams can try and make a play here to keep themselves in this game, because it's only game 2, so there's not a whole lot we can go off of, but there's definitely a big amount, and that's a big fake from Hayes. His teammate just not getting there in time, but that's probably the better option for them so they don't double commit. But Hayes with low boost takes a big 50 and gets it past Casey. And we're going to see Feiner up in the air, not what you want to see if you're the Rams from past experiences. And that's a big 50 from Bondo. And that's just barely off the post there on the corner. And we're going to see Hayes try and clear this one out, try and collect himself and get some boost. Feiner. That's a great play there in a 1v1. He's leaving the ball, knows it's on net, and he's just going to go around it and try and get the demo if he can. And he ended up making Feiner awkward and a little bit of a ghost touch, I think, from Feiner.
I certainly couldn't tell, I guess, just off of the angle that I had. It wasn't necessarily on my screen, but yeah, certainly looked a little awkward, but regardless, just got the defender to get out of the path of the ball, and that's what you need. But that's a shot that just misses. Is Feiner trying to tap this one in, and it is Bondo able to clear this one out, able to grab the boost, gonna try to collect the ball, but Feiner is right there, staying on this ball, hounding it, as the Huskies back onto some possession, and Bondo able to find a clear. Feiner taking this one all the way back, grabbing that boost, going off, still not being challenged, and has a nice air dribble. There's Casey Wazy finally up to break up that play, and this one's going to go over Hayes' head, and it's just a little wide, but another awkward bounce. Bondo shot on save by Hayes. That's I like that, though. They did get up, and they did find a save, and they're finding opportunities. I mean, and that's absolutely slotted by Hayes. But now I'm just hoping to see a little bit of that from the Rams. Is a little bit more on the shooting, just putting it around the defender instead of straight into them.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely a lot better performance than last game from the Huskies. We're seeing less double commits, and I think it's definitely benefiting them. But that's a great pass from Kays there, getting just the right touch off the wall. I'm not sure what that touch is called. I forget, but
it's like some kind of, like, I think it like with the way that the hitbox is with the wall, that it creates like a pinch there, so you just generate tons of power off like the corner of the car and the wall. But Bondo going to be able to capitalize on that, as I mean, you know, I don't know whether you want to call that one luck or skill, but I think off of those last two, sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good in that instance. And it still takes skill to capitalize on that luck. And I mean, the Rams just, it feels like, I mean, out of nowhere, just ahead in this game.
Yeah, and I'd like to put my word in about how that play went with that kickoff goal. I think that Bondo saw that Finer
Yeah.
was going to the back right corner boost, so he was trying to play that touch so that he couldn't get the pass back to him, and ended up just winning the 50 entirely, so that it was just straight into their net. And we're gonna see a goal here from the Huskies to try and tie this one up and try and just keep the pressure going. But Rams capitalizing on every mistake that they're making, and that's a lot better than last game, 100%.
Yeah, that just ended up looking a little bit awkward on the part of the Rams. And Finer did a great job just driving across the goal line. And this one just going to be able to bounce in. And just like that, the Huskies are leading after getting a goal and finding a kickoff goal of their own. So, Huskies, I mean, back ahead. This now it almost feels like things are almost returning to normal. I'd almost say is a continued dominance, but now this just is starting to feel like a bit like a ones game with all the kickoff goals happening. Like, but you know, there's 4 players on the field, but it's like this is like the 3rd kickoff goal.
Yeah, and within, I want to say 30 seconds almost.
Yeah, something like that. Like, it's just been a rash of kickoff goals. It felt like that this game was 2-1, and all of a sudden it's 4-4, and we still have a minute and 12 to go, and we need at least one more to decide a winner.
Yeah, and with how the pressure's going, I want to say it's going to be Huskies. They have a lot more shots. And that's just barely to the crossbar from Finer there. And Bondo's going to try and control this one on his back, while Finer trying to find a piece of it, but not quite able to. Bondo with a dunk. Potential shot here. Casey up for the ball. Takes a big 50. Bondo not quite beating Finer to the corner boost in time, and Finer cuts that ball. It's going to be 0 boost from Kays, and that's just unfortunate. A little too slow getting back, and a bit of an early challenge there from Bondo.
Yeah, I agree with that assessment. I feel like that was a little bit aggressive out of Bondo, and I certainly didn't get to see how Casey rotated back, but not having boost is certainly unfortunate, and I'm not sure if they may have swung out wide, but this one is just kept out, keeping their hopes alive. But that one sent out, sent up, sent wide. Finer not able to find the shot that would have maybe, just maybe, put a nail into the coffin in this game. But as time does slip away, the Rams need to find one soon, just so we can start thinking about overtime. Otherwise, they're in a tough 2-0 hole, and it's looking like they're going to be needing a reverse sweep, as that ball will fall and the Huskies take game 2.
Yeah, and the Huskies coming in here with some great pressure, but I would like to point out the Rams' stats this game are a lot higher than they were last game, and I feel like if they can keep up with the pressure that they're going towards, they could potentially get a game or 2 here. And they definitely have a chance. 100%.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely not over. And they proved that this game with all the goals, you know. They scored 4, and they were only 1 goal down this game, which is definitely closer.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're playing so much better together. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, I mean, and there's one stat I always love pointing out. Final score was 5-4. Rams finishing with 7 shots. Huskies finishing with with 1 save. So if we add the goals and saves, that's 5, and then we make up the difference there. That's 2 missed shots for the Rams. Funny how that works out for them.
Yeah.
That those 2 missed shots are the difference between a win and a loss. And if you see me cast, I do say that a lot, but it is funny how that works out, that it's just a matter of when you have these shots, if you can get them in, it's how you're going to win games. It's missing those, that it's those kinds of margins is what we have to start looking at as far as what's going to be a win and a loss in a lot of these games. Espondo, ooh, Finer, great job getting back.
And Finer up in the air, you know, the Rams don't like it, but luckily for the Rams, he does miss. We're going to see the Huskies just hold as much pressure as they can here yet again. And Hayes taking a big 50 to their corner, buying his teammate a little bit of time to get some boost. Hayes taking the mid from Kays, and Kays turning around with a big 50. Finer's going to be able to clear this one out. Not get his corner boost, though. Bondo might be able to stay on this. Unfortunately, does get beat by Finer. And Finer trying to control this ball, maybe a bump, but Bondo's there to clean it up for him so he doesn't get bumped or anything. And now we're going to see some possession here from the Huskies. Finer up in the air, trying to get a good 50 there, but just can't. And Finer does get forced out of that boost, so he's going to have to rotate back here. And that's a big clear from KZWazy, but not quite what you want to see. We'd like to see the Rams probably in some more possession instead of trying to just get the ball out of their half, because that could be very beneficial to them.
Yeah, it certainly could be, and a little bit of awkward positioning as this one will find its way in. Not the greatest, but it's a good capitalization from Finer, able to do that. I really have to put that one up to the Rams, not being in the best position, and certainly by the work of the Huskies to make them awkward and capitalize on that. But yeah, I would like to see more possession out of the Rams. I think that they are a team capable of possessing the ball and making this Huskies team awkward. They really just have not done that. I mean, that's actually just some incredible infield passing. Who needs pressure when you can just do that? Nice little give and go. Just a pretty goal.
And that's exactly what messed them up the first time, was the pass from Hayes, or from Kays.
Yeah.
And he passed it straight to Bondo, and he was ready for that touch. It's almost like they could have predicted that pinch off the wall in that corner the first time. And the Huskies are really scrambling when it comes to them passing the ball to each other. As you could see, Finer tried to get to that ball, but just barely getting over. Bondo with a big 50 against Finer. It's going to find its way outside of the net, though, unfortunately. Kay's trying to get a beat here. Hayes probably going to leave this for his teammate, get the corner boost. Bondo with a pass to his teammate, just barely missing it, though. And this is not what you want to see if you're the Rams right now. We're going to see a ceiling shot from Hayes, almost a big dunk over Bondo. We're going to see Finer try and hold possession here, try and keep this one up to buy his teammate some time to get some boost. Unfortunately, can't find any, but he's looking a little awkward in his own corner. And we're going to see a big 50 from Bondo, unfortunately, making its way into the Rams side. We're going to see Finer, big touch, try and get a touch out to the center to get to his teammate. And that's a big pass. The Rams are looking a little awkward, and that one's just going to bounce right in at a very slow speed. And you don't want to see that if you're the Rams. You're probably quaking in your chair right now, just...
Yeah, it looked like Casey wasn't expecting the touch out of Finer. And then it was Bondo who dove at the ball out in front and had a whiff there, leaving a very open net where, yes, it did not take a whole lot to be able to score there. But that's what happens when you manage to beat both defenders. As a shot trying to head towards the backside can't go. Finer finds one off the post. Hayes going to turn on this one and look for a 50. Doesn't really get it, but Finer going to be able to grab this 100 boost, take this ball in the corner, and try to move it upfield. And I do like that attempt from Bondo. I like that they're trying to rush those setups. I certainly think that the more time that you give Finer, the more dangerous he's going to be, because he will have more time for that setup. I think that if they can rush him, the setups won't be as effective. And looking for the wall read is Bondo, but can't find it. Sending it around. Hayes is there to come behind Finer and stop that ball. Bondo did a good job getting it turned, and that's Casey following it up, though. I mean, now it's this aggressiveness out of the Rams that I'm I'm really impressed with. This is really, it has felt like one of the first sequences where the Huskies really looked awkward and not in control.
Yeah, and I gotta say, great bumps there from Kays.
Yeah.
Because I definitely don't think that Hayes was expecting him to stay on him like that. And that's definitely the aggression we want here in this last minute of the game from the Rams. In order for them to stay alive, that's pretty much all they could and had to do there. And back to the game, we're going to see a big clear from Hayes, trying to put this one on net. Finer's going to clean this one up, get a reset over Bondo, try and get a touch to his teammate. Hayes is going to be able to get that one right in there at a slow speed. And, you know, those slow shots are sometimes the most confusing because you expect such a hard touch, but then it's just so awkward because you're not expecting it. And that's a great play there.
Yeah, and you know, and I have to say, I know in game one, I kind of said that, you know, you can't necessarily rely on mechanics to win these games. You need to do it with pressure. I think Finer has listened to me as he goes for a double reset and is saying is vehemently disagreeing with me, saying yes, I can win them with mechanics. And I think that one, not necessarily a mechanical goal by anyone, just good job taking advantage of a ball put by the Rams right into the middle, right in front of the net, just and absolutely slotting it. But Finer's mechanics certainly coming into play, certainly a defining factor, proving me wrong with what I said in game one. But this one, unless something changes real quick, unless something changes extremely quick, this game is over, this series is over, and the Huskies are walking away with this one.
Yeah, and I feel like the only thing the Rams probably could have done better there is just controlling the ball more. I think that's where their biggest mistake was, because the second they throw possession, you know, Finer, they should have recognized his mechanics in that first game especially, and been able to capitalize with just holding pressure. And as you can see, they can definitely get the flicks over their opponents. So I feel like if they were to capitalize on that, this could have been a win for the Rams. And with 4 seconds left on the clock, we're going to see them up 4 goals, and this game is 100% over. The Huskies with a 3-0 sweep in this series.
Yeah, and I mean, it really felt like the Rams were close. It felt like in all of these, and I mean, this one obviously by the end of it, 4-goal swing, but 2 of those really coming in some garbage time. And for a long time, this was a very close game, and I think that's a good thing, a good sign for the Rams. They need to find ways to take those close games and find the wins the way that the Huskies were able to. And I really think that's kind of the difference here is the Huskies just finding the ways to win and finding ways to make close games into blowouts, and also in just winning close games.
Yeah.
It was an impressive display.
Yeah. And it's looking like we've got an interview with both of the players here on the Huskies team. And if you want to go ahead, you can start asking questions whenever you would like to.
So, Finer, I guess I have to ask, were you or were you not listening to the broadcast? Because if you weren't, good.
I was listening the whole time.
Yeah, because I had said after game one the saying that they can't necessarily rely on mechanics, and I mean, you certainly came out. I just have to say that was a impressive performance. You really did make a difference with those mechanics. Is that something that you guys Is that something you guys rely on?
Oh, heavily.
He does.
Yeah.
And is pressure just your other tactic? That was really the other thing I noticed was that, sure, yeah, you had those mechanical moments, but besides game one, everything really seemed to come through just establishing lots of pressure and just making them awkward. Is that really more so, I guess, where your game plan gravitates towards?
I would say so. We don't tend to turtle up when we get goals. We try to score as much as we can. Especially against, like, I would say probably less mechanical opponents. Like my mechanics tend to bring pressure.
Mm.
So yeah.
Clover, do you have any questions?
Honestly, going into this with both of the series scores being 3-2, what were you thinking? Like, what were you expecting from the other team?
I'll let you answer this one, Hayes.
I honestly didn't know their record. I just came to play, to be honest with you.
Fair enough. And I mean, in game 2, when they were starting to make a comeback, especially with kickoff goals, how was that feeling when they started like showing more pressure?
It wasn't really a panic on our end. We just said, all right, let's do our thing, get it back, win. Shit, that was our mindset.
I mean, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's
But I mean, if Blade, if you don't have anything else to say, I'm pretty sure we can close out and move on to the next game.
I in fact do have one more thing to say. This one isn't as much of a question as it is well, it is partial question and then partial warning. Is there anything that you guys would like to say? Because as winners being up in here, I'd like to give you a chance to say what you'd like to say. Gentle reminder, we are on stream. Please do not use bad words.
I just like to say I'm happy to get Finer his first win of the season.
Oh my goodness. And I have pneumonia. Imagine losing to a guy with a fever 103.
Oh my
Yikes.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, we gotta end this stream. We gotta get you back into bed and get you some soup. Absolute trooper doing this with that kind of fever. But Clover, I have nothing else if you would like to take us out.
Yeah, 100%. And for our next game, we have Origin Dragons versus Monkeys coming on at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I wish you all the best of luck. We've got Blade and Galloway streaming or casting our next game. And we will see you all in about 25-ish minutes. And everybody on FDL, have a great night. See ya.
bone dry. Thought another goal is all we needed. Taking second chances till we bleed. And when all the love had been depleted, we had but no choice to concede. As the stars were dancing in that line, past that we could never run. Oh, they were dancing way up high. Stars were dancing in that line. Future we will never run. Dirt on our feet was bone dry. It was bone dry.
into the night. City lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on.
Yeah. Okay. Game time. I'm on one, like it's Kelly and I'm Bay bound. Treat the greatest competition like the playground. Freestyling J spin and make them say wow. Then I beat the brakes off until I'm stay down. Became a king from a common man, and I turned my worst critics to my staunchest fans and worked at it until the world was believing. They gave them no choice but to see it. They say the greats always aim high and still stay grounded at the same time. And so they see a sky native with the hang time. That's why ain't no one can see us when it's game time. They say the greats always aim high and still stay grounded at the same time. And so they see a sky native with the hang time. That's why ain't no one can see us when it's game time.
Summer now, I close my eyes and I feel the sun on my face. Reminds me of the times we had in our young embrace. Summer now, I close my eyes and I feel the sun on my face. Reminds me of the times we had in our young embrace.
Welcome back, FDL, to the final hour of the night. It is the time that most of the people have been waiting for. It is Origin League time with Monkeys versus Dragons. But before that, Blade, welcome back.
Yes, good to be back for a second hour of the evening. Galloway, it's always a pleasure being in the booth with you.
Likewise. I have to think the last time we were actually in the booth together, I said one of the wildest things I've ever.
Oh my good, yes. Oh, you know, I I had almost forgotten about that, and that's all you had to say for me to remember that Kennedy bit. I'm still just as shook today as I was then.
Perfect. Just the way I wanted my impacts to be when I'm making the casting booth. Well, speaking of impacts, we have, like I said, the Origins and the Origin Monkeys and Dragons team, with the Dragons coming in at 4-1, the Monkeys coming in at 0-5. Hopefully, for the Monkeys, they're trying to make an impact, getting their first win here, shake up the league, saying, "Hey, look, we may be down, but we're not out to mess everybody around, mess up people." Dragons are here trying to make that impact on their stat sheet. But Blade, what do you say to letting these folks know that they can go on in and get this started?
Yep, I can do that. Let me tab back in. We have a join up in the chat. We should be seeing some names popping into this lobby. Floza, Conway, Twitchy will be on the field in this series for the Monkeys. The Dragons coming in with Grim the Reaper, and naming is hard. I don't know. I have I'd say at least marginal favoritism for virtue of the franchise that I play on, and the fact that the guy with me on the booth is kind of my boss,
Definitely not holding a gun to you right now or anything.
Yeah, no. Certainly, yeah. I'm certainly being forced in this moment to root for the Dragons. No other reason. But I have to say though, hearing that the Monkeys being 0-5, as much as I would like to see the Dragons to win this game, as they do open up the scoring, that I can't ever put it past a team to finally have that week.
Yeah.
I'd find it hard to imagine any team, even in Origin, going 0-10. That those teams usually find some kind of win, and just that, who knows? Maybe it could be this week.
Very possible. I mean, this is a team that's not bad. Floza, I think, showed up last week. Last week for his first time. Not mistaken, for the Monkeys. He had a great week. It didn't work out in their favor, but it was still a good game. Good set of games nonetheless, in my recollection. And we all love the beloved caster of ours, Conway. But
yes, we do.
Do open up with the second goal. With I think it was naming who scored. And right now it seems like the Dragons are playing up. We're ready to go, and Monkey's still finding that stride. Gonna have to figure out how to retaliate to him.
Yeah, it'll certainly be interesting as this one, Conway off the back wall, flows are going to send it into the corner. Will certainly be interesting seeing how the Monkeys can try to establish some pressure, try to find some chances and some opportunities. Because realistically, it has been, I have to say, just based off of the vibes of it, it has really felt like that the Dragons have been the dominant one, but I guess stat sheet wise that the Monkeys do actually have more shots than the Dragons, but Dragons scoring on both of theirs, and the Dragons also 100% on the saves as far as the number of shots that have been taken against them. So it's been dominant, but I'm looking to see the Monkeys find some really actually just to find some opportunities and at least get a goal to get something started before this lead gets to be too egregious to come back to, because 2-0 with just about halfway left is still in very winnable territory.
Oh, absolutely. And I did have a point that I was going to make, but then I started coughing while you were talking, so then I completely lost it because dementia kicked in. But
That's okay. It'll come back. Don't worry. It'll come back to you in game 3.
you know, it probably won't come back to me until like the off time of game 3. But
Ooh, what a shot.
who cares or needs to know what I have to say when you have naming just taking a beautiful shot here. Just a nice one from the half field boost marker, getting right up over the defensive line. I think it was flows up. Oh, I remember the point I was going to say as well. And I do appreciate you going into the stats because I really can't break that down. You know, I'm also the streamer, so I can't really bring that up on stream.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate you, bringing that up, letting the people,
Yeah,
the
of
good
course.
folks at home know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they can all see a little bit of the stats, but I like being able to put it together for people. I do have that beautiful tab button on my keyboard that puts that scoreboard nice front and center for me to read them off to you. But this one right now, it's really been all dragons, and they're currently looking for another. We'll actually retreat and try to challenge towards midfield, and they do. And naming gonna send this one back into the monkeys half, and can't find a touch right there, but we tick under 1:30, and it is the monkeys still with 3 shots. And I mean, I think I had mentioned that 2.5 minutes ago, but as I say, that fourth shot for the monkeys, first goal.
Indeed, they are finally finding it here. A great shot by Floza getting that in there from a pass from Conway. And I was going to go into that. This is a lineup used from the Dragons, coming up to what will, I'm assuming, technically be the B lineup from the Monkeys. Not too much of a huge difference, I will say, but there's the amount of pressure and the shots going on. Our Monkeys aren't looking too bad comparatively. But Damon getting around one low boost to his name. However, Conway's going to go for the demo. Doesn't get it. Grim avoiding it, but will put Grim at an awkward position to where he misses that one. That ball will be on target by Floza, but Naming able to get up to it to send that away. Now trying to clear it out. We'll get it past the defense. The pass across will be a safe one. Grim will try to get there, but will get beaten out by the monkey man himself, Floza. Conway now trying to prevent it going. Naaman trying to shoot it, but Blade, good defense from the Monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, I will give them that much at least, that they have let up 3 goals, but some of these pressures that they've done a decent job as naming, not able to convert on that one. Little tough angle to make there, but that overall, like the Monkeys have really stabilized. I mean, they let up 3 fairly early, but since then they've locked it down, and they at least found one, so not shut out in this game, and that they are capable of scoring on this Dragons team, and hopefully going to game 2, they can find more than one.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only did they find one, but they also held the Dragons to 3. So, I mean, that's not a huge gap in scoring either. They're certainly holding the Dragons well. I mean, the first 2 goals, I can't remember exactly the time stamps of when they went in, but it's not like the Dragons had an easy run of scoring them, then just couldn't find anything because they kept missing. It was the Monkeys putting up a good fight, Dragons having to fight for it themselves. And just, in the end, it came out Dragons 3-1, but Monkeys, I can easily see that they can continue on this path and even step it up a little bit more, bringing it tighter, if not even getting a win themselves.
Yeah, and I don't have the exact timestamps, but I do have a couple little bars when I hit tab here that kind of show me that the Dragons, they had one right near the start, and then 2 more a little bit before half and a little bit after the half, and then the Monkeys scoring one fairly late in the game. So I mean, Dragons got their work done early, and really, were able to coast on that. And I don't really say that as a bad thing as much as it's just a not needing to press as hard to find more goals to get the win. I mean, when you're up 3-0, like you do have a little bit of room to give. You can play a little safer, and they did. And I mean, they they got the win, and realistically, that's what you need out of it. It may not be the most interesting thing in the world. You always love to see teams with reckless abandon trying to score more and more, but you know, these guys they don't necessarily, you know, yes, they want to put on a show, but at the same time, they would like to walk away with the win.
Exactly, and there's no need to, like you say, just either to go for things or give reckless abandonment to things. You might as well play a good, solid game. Always continue to work on solid gameplays for whenever you go up against a team that. Not saying the monkeys can't do it, of course, but you know what I mean when I say always keep informed. So that way you can keep that practice. Always have that practice going. That way you can always be on the ready for another team that puts more pressure on, or another team that is more needed on. So we're gonna see a good shot there. We'll get turned away by, I believe that was Floza. Floza now gonna try to take it up against. I can't see these names. Naming, yep. Naming getting it to the corner. Grimm's over there. But Naming will take it. Gonna try to dribble it up the corner to the wall. Gonna let it roll down. I think we're good for the solo play of here. Beautiful 50. Grimm is there, but he's just awkward for it, and the monkeys will counterattack.
I mean, I have to say, in that moment, not necessarily for the most obvious reason, but naming is hard living up to the name of you struggling to name naming.
Well, it's because I'm in OBS. I'm looking at a tiny window with names.
Oh my goodness! Oh no, not like that. That's how you're doing this. That sounds awful.
I have to
this
make
one,
sure nothing goes awry.
That one does find its way in, naming with a great touch that on first look for me, I did not think that was. Wow, yeah, really tilted that car back. Yeah, my first, yeah, exactly. My first look, I was just like, oh, this is right into the backboard behind him, but he pulled that car back enough and got enough of the wheel to just give it enough of a touch into the back of the net and get the Dragons a 1-0 lead. I mean, almost 2 minutes in, so I'd have to say improvement for the Monkeys as far as letting up the first goal. I mean, still looking for them to score their first in this game, but like it's better. You know, we're almost halfway there, still in it. Not that they were really ever out of the previous game, but it certainly didn't feel like that they were too threatening in that game. But they're, you know, this one you don't necessarily need to be threatening just yet because it is a 1-goal difference. You just need one opportunity, and this is Origin, and somebody could just miss and you just have a free net.
Indeed, like that little bit of a misplay from Grimm set up Naaman coming in there, made it into an awkward situation, but Grimm able to get back in there on the mid, able to push that ball forward. I'm gonna force Conway to try to throw it center here. Get it around both of them though. That miscommunication will lead it into a wide open net. Conway, not a graduate of my school of open net shooting, is able to put it in there. We have ourselves a tied ball game with Conway scoring at 2-11. Monkeys tying it up. Brand new game. This is what you want to see for the Monkeys. Dragons got it.
This is what we want to see for the casters too. We love that from Conway. A guy can do it in the booth and on the field. I mean, that one actually was, that really was just all Conway. I mean, just absolutely dusted them on that second touch. I don't think that they thought he was going to get there and make it, and has it. And then the all-important third touch. You know, I have to say, when you get a beat like that, your heart certainly starts racing a little bit more. And that one, finding the far side, and no follow-up from Floza. But certainly not always the easiest finding that finishing touch, but Conway, certainly able to get it there, and that's all it takes. I mean, they're now in this game. They just need one more opportunity like that and to just hang on, which they've been looking pretty good at for, I mean, most of last game and so far all of this game. I mean, that's a great challenge to just get in the way, as this one's sent up the side of the wall, and they'll let it fall down. Actually, is Grimm going to try to play this one mid and send it the other way? Dragons looking to start their attack, but now I really feel like this is kind of ball in the Dragons' court, is find a goal, you know, as a way to beat the Monkeys. Like they seemed a lot more anemic in this game.
Yeah, it seems like the Dragons are taking a little bit too slow at times, or not playing quite their game. That's going to be a great bump from Naaman. An absolutely phenomenal bump, I should say. Allowing Grimm to come in there out of nowhere John Cena style to throw that one home and get that shot in there to retake the lead at 41 seconds. Great job by Naaman to set that one up with the pass, the bump. However, Conway with the kickoff will lose it to Grimm, and now Naaman's back. Floza gets the saving touch before Grimm can get in there, and now it's gonna be a brief moment, a 2v1, if the Monkeys can push the ball down the field quick enough. But with Grimm winning that 50 in the air, that will slow it down. Naaman trying to take it, we'll put it to the corner. Gonna go for a second touch here, depending on what Floza does. A beautiful touchdown. And these two teams are kind of very much evenly matched right now.
Yes, there's some bumps coming out, but Conway able to get it clear, and now down to 10 seconds. Floza going to pick up this boost, going to pop this one up, and no follow. This one is up on zeros. Conway going to try to look for this.
Oh no!
I think
that was in. That was in.
Yeah, I have to say, I think if Floza's not there, that ball's in the net.
Oh, not like this, Blade.
No, not like this. Not like this.
Oh, I don't care if I'm the GM of the Dragons. I feel robbed for the Monkeys.
Yeah.
Oh, such a beautiful play. Dragons kind of giving it to them there at the last second. They didn't play the ball to secure it. They played it aloof. Just threw it up the wall. Monkeys with Conway coming in there like we were talking about, setting it up for Floza. And then just Floza on the touch not going in. Just unfortunately falling down blocking it. That is heartbreaking even to me.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking to me too, because that one, I mean, as you said, like Dragons kind of gave up on it there at the end, and realistically needed to try to fight harder to get that ball on the ground. I mean, the reason why they won that game was because the Monkeys blocked their own shot. I mean, if not, we're in an overtime right now.
Yeah.
But
anything can happen in overtime. I mean,
but I mean, that's Monkeys backs against the wall though. But I mean, that's just how it happens sometimes. And as unfortunate as it is, you have 5 more minutes to figure it out and get a win on the board to keep yourself alive in this series. And to right now for them, I mean, to not go 0-6.
Yeah, and I will say, regardless of that misfortune happened to keep them out of OT, they still took that to a much closer situation. That's a great save as well. Brent Naaman from scoring it, but Grimm's going to come flying in, get the shot on, but never mind because Floza will send it. Conway beating out Naaman. All Conway has to do is get that in front of the net, not miss the open net. And once again, he has proven to be a man who can do things that I cannot in the casting booth and on the field. Get the first goal for the Monkeys and putting them at the lead for the first time this.
I mean, I have to say that's the second time. That's a very nice little cut out of Conway. I mean, I don't know. Feels like he's been hitting the training packs a little bit. The cuts are certainly looking good. It's certainly helping out getting that goal. And I mean, this is now a Monkeys lead. I don't think that we've had this yet.
We have not.
Is a Monkeys lead so that they are, I mean, winning. And I guess let's see how they play when they're winning. Is that's going to be Conway demoed, and that's going to be a miss, and that's going to be popped right in. Grimm playing that one very patient, and a fantastic demo out of Naming to clear out that second defender. I love that from Grimm of just letting letting Floza just letting Floza make the mistake and not necessarily having to act on the play and just waiting for the play to really show itself, knowing they didn't have to rush on that ball. I thought that was just great awareness and great patience.
Yeah, absolutely. And fantastic job of naming getting there for that demo too. Floza's definitely had the time to be able to do what he needed to, but I think he wasn't paying attention enough to Grimm. Just saw the ball was in a very precarious situation and kind of rushed it, allowing that set up. But that's a great challenge by, I believe that one was Floza, to get them a shot chance. But Grimm Wilson is out. Will chase it down into a corner challenge. Not quite a corner challenge, but Floza will get it around. Naming will attack it. And I will say as well, a little bit of interesting tidbit you may have not been aware of, Blade.
Mhm.
but this is not the combo that was supposed to be playing for the Dragons tonight. So I don't know.
Oh, really?
It is not. So I don't know if that is playing some effect to naming quite not being there or quite not reading things like he normally would.
Mhm.
But either way, the Monkeys are doing a great job to force those situations out of them.
Yeah, they are, and I mean it's been. It really has felt like a little bit since that first game has been the Monkeys kind of almost asking the Dragons to step up. It felt like that they took that 3-goal lead and they kind of been cruising on that. That's just a fantastic play from Conway to dive in there and Monkeys finding their way back into the lead. And it almost makes me wonder did that bump that happened to Floza, did that end up hurting Grim more than helping?
It definitely did. I think I couldn't quite tell if Floza was going for the bump on Grim or was going just to try to cut it. Either way, it worked out effectively getting the bump on Grim because it did allow him, or allow his teammate rather, to get a good position for the dunk. Now Conway trying to put another shot on. He's going for a position for the dunk as well, but it's just a little bit high over that. Floza sending it back mid. Grim big clear, naming, trying to chase it down, trying to get the shot on.
Ooh,
but no! Blame this
I
Monkeys
saw that-
team
I
thought
saw
they could
that
fly.
develop. Oh my goodness, that just it flashed before my eyes. I saw what was happening, and I was hoping, I was praying it didn't come to fruition. And I mean, by the grace of physics, it didn't.
I do want to say, I think the Monkeys, for a brief moment there, thought they were the national bird of the United States of America.
Yeah.
But thankfully, they avoided that own goal situation here. It did not go in, but now Naaman pushing it down. That's a big center into the mid. Naaman, without the boost needed, could not get there, but both Monkeys are fighting each other. Grim will come flying in, but that will go wide. Grim comes back out, let his teammate go in for it. But a good touch by Closer Wilson that out, and almost a minute left play. Monkeys lead. This is a good situation for the Monkeys.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say in this one, like they've also been dominating in the shot department. It's 6-2. Like in shooting, like it's been they've had the pressure. Like they've really in this one have been the team to beat. And I mean, Conway with a good 50. Grim not able to find a touch, and Naming going to send this one to the backboard, but Floza able to chip it out, but Grim right there going to send a soft one on, and Floza able to get a clear. And we're now down to 30 seconds, and the Dragons just aren't finding chances, but they may have one now, as this is 2 down the other way. This one's going to bounce a little bit awkwardly, and that's a great demo, but the turn, is it going to be there? No, it's not. And that I think was the opportunity, but now we're going to be down to the final 10 seconds, and the Dragons need to find something, and they need to find something now. And Conway, I think, ends the hope, and I think he really secures it there with the bump, the clear. Doesn't matter if this one goes in or not. It drops. The Monkeys are alive.
Alive indeed. Conway, even if he's not the MVP of this team, or
Won that game at the end.
This man absolutely stepped it up huge for this Monkeys team. And I would say, even though Floza had the 2 assists, even though Floza had the 3 saves, it was Conway who really kept them in this, and that's not taken away from Floza at all. I do not want that to be what people think. But Conway, that big save there at the end, those goals that happened in a big situation, that the way they did, Dragons seemed disjointed with miscommunication, and I have to attribute that to the Monkeys as well. I mean, this is just reverse sweep? Question mark?
I mean, I don't want to say that that's a possibility, but then I have to sit here and look at myself in the 4 series that I have played for the Adept Dragons this season, where we have gone to Game 5 in every single series. We've had to fend off a couple reverse sweeps, so hopefully if they're holding true to the way that I play my series, Dragons are going to lose this one. It'll be real close again. but they'll win game 5. It'll be fine, Galloway. I promise.
Well, listen, Blade, I already have one of my teams give me a heart attacks each and every week. I don't need 2 of my teams, okay?
Okay, but
But
what if they did? Oh my goodness!
That will go just high as Grim shoots it. Naaman trying to keep this in. No boost, though. We'll kind of just throw that way. That's going to be a good touch over. Grim, if he comes flying in, maybe, but Conway getting there first. We'll send that up. Rosa unable to hit the open net. We'll make it go a little bit wide and high. Conway not able to get it on target, but trying to throw it to his teammate, perhaps. But naming, no boost to his name. Grim with boost, but behind the play. Let's see if this can get mid for him. We'll see what Grim can do, as it will be 2 players meeting off the crossbar. Conway playing it to the corner. And right now, Monkeys are playing a very solid defensive game.
They are, and also the benefactors of some less than desirable shooting from the Dragons, I guess, is what we will call it.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons certainly should have had at least 2 that needed to have gone in that haven't.
Yeah.
And I just hope that this doesn't become a recurring theme in this game, and that they can start finding some of these shots on target, because they're finding good shot chances as this one chipped out in front. Conway just has to sit there. Floza sets it up, does everything. Conway just needs a front flip.
Indeed, Floza getting around Naaman and bumped Grim off the wall there. Beautiful setup, as you said. And you're absolutely right in the fact the Dragons are not setting themselves up for victory like the Monkeys are, because they've had plenty of good opportunities. But what have we seen, Blade? The second person for the Dragons are not positioned where they need to be to take advantage of the fantastic pass. But with Grim getting it past 1, if he can get it past the second, it's a goal, but instead will be met and stuffed by Floza. Dragons still fighting hard, but Monkeys still just surviving off of very solid defense.
Yeah, as this one just a little bit wide. Follow-up save from Conway. I also have to say, Conway's been doing a great job of just being patient on these plays, really being aware when a shot's on target and when it's not, and that when it's not, he's waiting till there is a shot on, and then he's meeting it, and he's taking some solid 50s, and I think that is frustrating the Dragons a little bit, because there have been times where when they do send the second in to dive, that he's there making the save, and I think that that's going to be a little bit frustrating, in that we've certainly been able to see several instances, and that's just that, you know. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Sometimes I'd rather be lucky than good, and I really feel like in that moment that was the Monkeys being lucky. But I think that right there, that's the Monkeys just being good.
That worked out perfectly for you. What good job, Monkeys, for following the script.
And honestly, I have to say, Conway Twitchy legacy game in the making. Like, is this a Conway Twitchy legacy series? Like, he's been popping off. Like, he's doing it. Like, does he have what it takes? Like, is this gonna be his highlight reel? Like,
Conway is looking to finally get added to the legacy loot box from FDL. Watch, whatever you want to call it for the parodies, but he's definitely trying to get onto the intro reel. It seems like, and he's good potential to get there with the big stop there as well. But Grim sending this down, Floza able to get it, sending it wide, avoids Grim flying down from the air. Conway pushing it. Dragons just cannot get anything going. They're just, I'm not quite sure what I'm watching from them, because they're just constantly getting beat to stuff, not being in position.
off target.
Not being in
Should be in. It's gotta be in.
Able to get that perfectly down the field, not in, but Grim able to beat out a rushing Conway, and was able to hit the wide open net. This man's making me proud as a man who can't hit open nets. So finally, the Dragons will get one on the board, and we are 2-1. Minute 23 played. What a game!
Yeah, what a game. And it really feels odd compared to where we were, as that one does not go into the back of the Dragons net, thankfully. But just how far we've come from where we were at in game one, that it really feels like that the problems that the monkeys had at the start of the series are now the problems that the dragons have, which is, I mean, really just depends on how you look. If you're a monkeys fan, that's a great thing. If you're a dragons fan, that's a not so great thing. And I'm not gonna tell you which one I am, but really, like, I need to see the dragons like step it up. That they need to stop rushing. That they need to find the opportunities, because this is just a very awkward ball, and that one not gonna be able to find its way in. But they do get a 50 to it, but down to 25 seconds, and it's getting to be do or die in this game, and they just can't seem to find the opportunity.
Yeah, they're so often feels like they're reacting rather than setting up. That's what's allowing the monkeys to almost quite literally run rings around them. But Boza taking a shot. Dragons with the last second counterattack. Damon with no boost, gonna go for the flick. We'll get the flick, and he gets it in. A 0-second, zero boost play by Navy, getting it over both of the monkeys to take this to overtime. Blaze
on no boost.
Oh,
like this isn't.
That's like, in the intro reel for sure.
And I have to say, I'm just going to put a disclaimer on this. This isn't necessarily excitement because we're both part of the Dragons organization. Don't get me wrong, just a little bit of it is. But that's a 0-second goal, folks.
0
Dragons,
second, zero
maybe,
boost.
Exactly, 0 seconds, 0 boost. There is... you can't even say 12 boost in a dream in that moment. It's no boost in a prayer. But the monkeys now in overtime, having to fight for their life after having done so well, and that one's so awkward. But Conway there, and this one, it's up and it's over, and that Naming bumped out of the way, and Floza gonna have a chance to bring this the other way. 35 seconds in, sends that one high. Naming may not be there, but Conway is. But Naming does get back to it and finds the save. Conway just so deadly out in front, and Naming just gonna look to boom this one the other way, and Conway able to get this touch, is just waiting, trying to find a 50, and has been doing such a good job of that, making Floza's life just that little bit easier.
Indeed, and I don't know if you called it or not, but the last time the Dragons had such a good play, Damon going but got bumped off. Grim went in on it, so I don't know if that miscommunication there is what made Grim be out of the play, couldn't get the second cut or second chance. But this is definitely scary. Great 50 by Naming. It's a little bit risky, but it worked out perfectly. Blows a big boom into the center field. Grim will get there. Conway playing slow, playing it safe. Naming will beat him to it, but Conway, big boy, just predicting where it's going to be. Grim getting beat by Floza, and this is going to be dangerous for the Dragons as Floza and Conway are sitting there, but Naming getting it past one, but not past Conway. Grim jumping it from last year to get that ball. Both monkeys in the same position. This could prove to be deadly, but Floza able to clear it out. Floza losing the 50 to Grim, or Naming, sorry. Naming going for the double! Trying to start off just like he did with the first goal. Trying to end it, but could not do so. Naming now rushing back and play a whiff.
Wait!
Oh! This is Rocket League!
This really is. We are going back and forth 2 minutes. I know. I feel like you've been talking. I just keep making noise in the background. I'm so engrossed by the action. This one tapped in the middle. Conway can't find it. Floza just trying to keep some control of it, but can't. This one sent wide. It's not on target. It's off. We keep going. 2.5 minutes. Floza up, keeping this one out is demoed. Conway just needs to stay behind it, and does find that boost, does find that 50, trying to advance this ball. He's going to be given some room, taps this one up. Floza over the top, this one high into the middle. Grim is there, does have the touch, and Floza retreating, trying to find some space, but Conway doing a great job turning this ball and is just getting beaten up for it. But it's been like that all game for him, and he seems to enjoy it, as this one up high, bump coming in, but no car to be found, as Conway just gonna kill this one at midfield, and no flick for Naming this time.
I want to tell you, I see Alyssa B, the GM of the Monkeys, is in the chat right now, and I can already tell you, Blade, her heart and my heart cannot take this game right now.
I can't imagine what it feels like for you. I mean, just being part of the franchise right now,
Oh,
My
this
heart is beating
game!
through my chest. What a shot!
Naming coming up strong here at the 330 off the side wall, going up into the air, able to hit the goalpost and slide it in just barely. And we have game, ladies and gentlemen. It is 3-1.
Take a deep breath.
And I think we all need to take a deep
Yeah,
breath.
holy, yeah, naming first one out of the lobby too. I mean, got us into the, brought us into this overtime and took us out. What a game out of naming. Looking at this stat line, 966 points, 2 goals on 7 shots, 1 assist, 4 saves. I mean, did everything. Did absolutely everything he could in that last game. Kept the Dragons in it. Did find them not just the game win, but that series win off of a Monkeys team that looked really, really solid.
Indeed, and I feel like that right there, Blade, has been a perfect rendition or a perfect showing of why the Monkeys are 6-0, because they got, not because they're bad, but because they've been unlucky in a lot of aspects. That one could have certainly gone their way, but Lady Luck did not fall favor on their side this time, it would seem. Dragons with naming coming up big, Grim as well, able to somehow hold that off. But naming with a 0-second to send to OT, and then the OT goal itself, 2 huge goals. I'll see if I can't get this Dragon team in here for an interview. But even if they don't, I just want to give a huge shout out to that Monkey team. Jesus Christ. Oh, I love y'all.
They played well, and they certainly made it interesting. I really thought that they were going to take us to 5. Naming had other ideas and wanted to get on with this Saturday night.
Heart.
And yeah, I know, at our hearts, chat's hearts. I mean, if you were here seeing that one, I mean, just what a fantastic ending to this series, to this evening of Rocket League. And I presume, since we don't have anybody in here, that I don't know if we're gonna get an interview. I mean, I don't know how much of an interview it's really gonna be with the 2 of us in here, but
Riot, that's what it'll be. It'll just be,
yeah,
it'll be like a
exactly.
riot whenever anybody in Philly ever wins anything sports wise. It's just a riot afterwise.
Hey, I resemble that remark. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I said it for a reason. Got you, bestie. Well, I'll do the interview and shout outs for him. Oh my god, so nervous, but naming all big.
Oh yeah.
Well, Blade, I don't think we're gonna get either one of them knuckleheads in here. So let's wrap this down so my poor heart can relax and just take a breather. That has been it for tonight, everybody. I appreciate y'all joining us. This is why we say Origin's best league at times, because it is a show like that. But tomorrow, however, I don't know if you've seen the preview or not yet, Blade, but we have an Oreo tomorrow. We start off with Elite, Griffins and Penguins. Then we got Origin, Huskies and Eagles. Then we go back to Elite again with Coyotes and Owls. We have an Oreo of Elite and Origin.
And I'm seeing this, and actually, we also get to do the Origin series tomorrow with the Eagles and Huskies, because I guess to expand on our lineup tomorrow, the 8 p.m. game, that first Elite League matchup is going to be the Penguins and the Griffins, and the 9 p.m. Origin, Eagles and the Huskies, and then the cleanup game on Sunday night is the Owls and Coyotes. So I mean, we're in for some good matchups, and I always love the juxtaposition of Elite League to Origin League, and you get to see it both ways, going from the top division to the bottom division, back up to the top.
Or depending on who you ask, the bottom to the top to back to the bottom.
Exactly. Look, we could be talking skill, we can be talking enjoyment to watch. I'm not going to tell you which.
Exactly. But that will do it for the night, though. We appreciate y'all all being here. It's been a blast casting and streaming these matches and have y'all here. Come back tomorrow again at 8 p.m. And you know what, Blade? I think it'll be another banger of a
I think it will. It usually is around here, which is a good thing.
Especially when us two knuckleheads are in here. But that's all from us. Everybody have a blessed night. Be safe. See y'all tomorrow.
Bye.
Second chances till we